Sometimes the hardest things to let go of aren't the ones that hurt us. They're the ones that still feel good. Like a good job, a comfortable routine, a relationship that works well enough. It's a version of life that feels familiar and safe. These things aren't wrong by any means, and that's kind of what makes them dangerous. They don't push you. They don't demand growth. All they do is they just simply ask you to stay. When you hold on to something good, it can quietly block paths to what could potentially be great, because greatness almost always requires risk. It also asks for discomfort. It demands that you step away from certainty and walk into the unknown. And when your hands are full of good, there's really no room to reach out for more. And it reminds me of a story I heard back in 2005. I'm going to take a second, kind of go over it. I call it the spider monkey story, and kind of setting the stage here. We were sitting at a Denny's about 1:30 in the morning having coffee with a group of about 14, 15 other business owners in Northwest Arkansas. And we were kind of doing a iron strengthens iron type deal, kind of help each other, trying to help each other grow their businesses and holding each other accountable, so to speak. And I had a guy ask me and another person if we had ever heard how people catch spider monkeys, and I had no idea. And so he started telling me. I found it fascinating. So he said that the hunters, when they go to catch these spider monkeys, they take a gourd and they hollow it out. And they cut the top off and create a hole that's just big enough for when the monkey sticks his hand in there. They cup it like this and they can barely fit it in. And they fill the gourd with the monkey's favorite fruit or food or whatever. And so when the monkey sticks his hand in like this, he grabs it and balls the fist, and he can't get it out because it has to be a certain way. And so what happens is once the monkey is trying to pull his fist out of the gourd and he holding on to the fruit, which the gourd is tethered to a tree or a bush and they can't pull it away, then the hunters walk up calmly and toss a net or something on them, and then hey, voila, they've got a spider monkey. And I found that fascinating because he said all the monkey had to do was let go of the fruit and he'd be free swinging around with his buddies in the trees and living life to the fullest. But he held on to that piece of fruit so long that it caused him to be captured. And so it kind of reminded me of a lot of us where we go in and we just we hold on and we hold on and we hold on to good, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when we do that, our arms aren't ready to wrap around what God has for us, which could be great. Simply, I think it's like this. I think good keeps you fed, which is correct. But great kind of changes who you are, and good keeps the lights on, which is true. But great kind of shows you what you're capable of. Good feels stable, which is true again. Great feels terrifying until it doesn't. We often justify staying by saying phrases like, I shouldn't complain because life is good right now. And that's true. But gratitude and stagnation can exist at the same time. You can be thankful for what carried you this far while still recognizing that it can't take you any further. Growth requires release. You have to loosen your grip on what once served you so well that your hands are free to see what's next. It's not because the good was a mistake. It was because good came for a season, and then it's over. And now the new season has begun. So every great leap begins with a moment of surrender, I believe. Surrendering comfort, surrendering certainty, and the story you've been telling yourself all the while that, enough is enough. The question isn't whether what you're holding on to is good at all. I think the question is whether it's keeping you from becoming more. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to let go of good, so great can finally have a chance to find you. So anyway, that was on my mind today. I hope you got something of it. If you did, again, I always like to say ease on over to my YouTube page. I'm trying to grow the subscriber rate there and reach another demographic of people. Maybe share it, like it, put a comment on there, see if you found this interesting. Thanks so much. Y'all have a blessed day and stay safe.